All right, and we are back here at Bearcat Field, where Bearcat baseball team is taking on the Gorillas of Pitt State. Here at the top of the fourth, Pitt State leads 4-1. Up to bat for the Gorillas is the second baseman, Jake Durasett. Here's the first pitch from Height Pass for the Bearcats. Looks high, and that one's called a ball. Brings the count to 1-0.
Yeah, Durasett grounded out. It's a first last at bat. See if he can have a little redemption on this one.
This one looks a little low for Height Pass here. A little bit all over the place on this at bat so far. Brings the count 2-0. There's a strike. Excuse me, correction. That last pitch was called a strike by the umpire. The count is now 1-2. Here's the pitch. And that one is fouled off by Durasett.
Yeah, Pitt State's in pretty good competition for Northwest today. They've 24-13 record with 16-9 in the MIAA. So they're having a decent season. Bearcats are 15-6 in the MIAA.
Yeah, and the Bearcats are currently ranked third in the MIAA. Pitt State is ranked fourth. So, yeah, this is some good competition. That last pitch, low into the ground, but Durasett went for it. Ball goes into the ground, and the catcher tags him out for the first out here at the top of the fourth inning. Next up for Pitt State is first baseman Brett McCary. Here's the first pitch. And sounds like a little bit of a foul tick on there on that one. Putting Height Pass up 0-1 in this count early on. Wind picking up here a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't play a factor for either team here. Pitch number 2. Again, fouled off into the backstop. Gives an early lead for Height Pass here in this count, 0-2. There is one out for this inning so far.
Yeah, McCrary up. Last at bat, he's hitting in the 9th spot, but he singled out over to the third base, past the shortstop, and then he stole a couple bases once he was on. Really got the Bearcats a little flustered there for a little bit.
Pitch number 3. Looks like that one's fouled off as well. This pitch was low. Brings the count to 2-2 here for McCary. McCary, the last batter on the roster or in the lineup here for Pitt State. After this, we'll be up at the top with shortstop Colton Pogue. Here's the pitch, right down the middle. Height Pass can log that one in as a strikeout looking. McCary didn't even attempt to go for that one. That brings 2 outs here on the top of the fourth inning. Pitt State still leads 4-1.
Yeah, you knew as that pitch went by, he was called out on it. Got caught looking, standing up on his toes.
Shortstop Colton Pogue here up for Pitt State. His first pitch, he connects with that one. It's high in the air out to right field. That is going to be foul. Out of play here.
Yeah, if the wind was blowing any other direction, it possibly could have blown that out, but it's blowing outside of the field, so it really helped out Northwest right fielder.
Here's a pitch from Height Pass. Pogue connects with that one, and the shortstop, second baseman Monasai Gutierrez makes a diving catch on that line drive to close out the top of the fourth inning here.
Yeah, Mondo really needed that redemption after an earlier in the game, but I think he's getting back in his groove. Hopefully that's a good play for the Bearcats to end on.
That's 3 up, 3 down there for Pitt State, going out and taking the field. The wind is really picking up here. So far it hasn't affected the game much. Most of the balls have been lower on the ground, but we'll see if that plays a factor here in the continuation of this game.
We'll be right back. We're back here at Bearcat Baseball Field. Kevin Hanslick up to bat. Got the wind up, the pitch, and the single over to the right side. It's a good start off for the Bearcats here at the bottom of the fourth. Pitt State is still leading 4-1. Aaron Baird up to bat for the Bearcats.
Yeah, Pitt State got all 4 of their runs at the top of the first inning. Bearcats struggled a little bit there, making a few errors, giving up some unearned runs, but they seem to be bouncing back here as the game continues.
Barrett with the foul tip on that one. Catcher looking at third baseman looking to get it. He will catch that foul. 1 out for the Bearcats here at the bottom of the fourth. Up next to bat, we've got left fielder 21 Matt Shingle. Shingle barely got an opportunity to hit last at bat. He was hit by a pitch on the very first throw. Didn't get much of a look at Ethan Vanderpool. Vanderpool looking back at first, trying to catch Kevin Standen. Throw it over there. He's unable to get him. Throws a little bit to the left. First baseman had to come off the base to get that one. Vanderpool looking back over at Hanslick. Wind up in the pitch. Throws it in. It's low. Hanslick takes off for second. He will round that Standing with a stolen base. Catcher let that kind of get by him. I think he got a little flustered watching Hanslick over on the first base line. Vanderpool looking at his catcher for some signs. Shingle up to bat. Looking back at Hanslick over on the second base. The wind up, the pitch. Line that out right to the second baseman. They will turn 2 on that. Ending the bottom of the fourth. Pitt State's up 4-1. With 5, Pitt State has 5 hits. Bearcats have 4. Nobody was left on base with that one.
Yeah, these last few innings have been 3 up, 3 down here pretty quick. This is a good matchup between 2 very highly ranked teams. As Hannah stated earlier, Northwest is 20-15 overall on the season and 15-6 in the MIAA, putting them in 3rd place. Pitt State right behind them in 4th place at 24-13 overall and 16-9 in the MIAA. So we got 3 and 4 here. It's going to be a good matchup here in this doubleheader between 2 very strong, very highly ranked teams.
We will be back at the top of the 5th. And we are back here at Bearcat Baseball Field. Pitt State Gorillas taking on the Bearcats. Pitt State is up to bat. Jovan Afner up to bat. Hep is still on the mound for the Bearcats. The wind up, the pitch. Be a little outside, called ball on that one. Hep is throwing only for a few strikeouts today. The wind up, the pitch. Called strike on that one. Got a pretty good matchup today here at Bearcat Field. Hep is watching for the sign, the wind up, the pitch. That'll be a single hit on the ground over to the right fielder. He'll round first on that one. Mondo Gutierrez unable to make a diving play on that.
Yeah, Gutierrez has been all over the field here these last few innings, making a diving catch for a line drive in the last inning. He's done a fairly good job on defense, not letting very much get through, but that one he just couldn't quite get to it.
We've got 1 on, no outs here at the top of the 5th. Hepis on the mound for the Bearcats. Wind up the pitch. Be called low. I think he was showing for a bunt on that one. Pulled it back. Counts now 1-0. You've got Reese Ganny up for Pitt State. Hepis looking for the sign. Wind up in the pitch. Low one more. Hudson Bildo doing a great job keeping that one in front of him. Throwing off his mask, making sure Afner on first and didn't go for 2.
After getting a little aggressive there in his leadoff, taking a pretty far lead off of the base. High pass seems to be looking a little bit, but not too interested in him.
The wind up the pitch. Miss low once again. He's not getting any low calls from that umpire today.
High Pass really liking those low pitches. Unfortunately for him, this umpire has a pretty tight strike zone. Not really given much to him here so far this game.
Heppes glances over to Afner on first. Looks back at the batter. Wind up in the pitch. Called low again. He walked once again. Ganny striking out his first at bat, walking the second, and walking one more time. So now we've got 2 on, no outs here at the top of the 5th. Heppes just taking his time now to work on this batter. Up for Pitt State, Josh Whistler taking the plate. The wind picking up here in Maryville. Looking back on Heppes, looking back to second. Throws home. The bunt is up. Landon Figg's able to make that catch. Be 1 out. That did not go how Pitt State had planned. 2 on, 1 out here at the top of the 5th. Pitt State still up 4-1.
Yeah, you know, taking a bunt can be risky, but you got to make sure you get that ball down. You don't want to raise your bat up to the ball. Just going to pop it up and make an easy out there for the defense. Exactly what happened here for Pitt State.
Bearcats saw a similar play last night against Missouri Western where they beat the Griffins 13-9 in a conference matchup. Heppes going home. Called ball again, missing low once more.
It's all conference ball, baby.
Yeah, Pitt State recently coming off a win against Missouri Southern last night, 11-8 win for them. So both teams here coming off good conference wins fairly easily, making this a really good matchup here between two highly ranked opponents.
That one missed inside. Heppes staring back. Afner on second. Mondo, Gutierrez, and Rycroft not paying much attention to him. Heppes goes home. Missed low once again. Bildo doing a great job keeping that ball in front of him.
Yeah, the runners for Pitt State on 1 and 2 here took the looks to see if they could steal, but they weren't unable to. Bildo doing a great job keeping the ball here in front of him, not letting it behind him. Freezing those runners there at first and second for Pitt State.
Heppes glancing back. Gutierrez kind of creeping over to second. He'll go home with it. Called strike. Now got a 3-2 count on Whistler.
Pitt State still leading 4-1 here with 2 runners on.
He will ground that foul over down the third base line. Still at a 3-2 count.
Yeah, he's really working the count here, making High Pass really work to get this out, not making it easy for him.
Heppes taking a breather, making sure he's set to throw the next pitch. Looking back at Afner, the wind up the pitch. Foul once again, this time a line drive down the third base line. That Bearcat player down there ready to retrieve the foul balls.
High Pass looks to be throwing inside there on him. Yeah, as Whistler's really pulling down to the left side down the third base line.
Heppes setting his stance. A wind up in the pitch. Brings that barely in fair. Northwest left fielder unable to get to it. That'll drop in for a single. No runner score. Bases loaded. 1 out here at the top of the 5th. Pitt State up 4-1.
That was probably a good move there for Shingle out there in left field. A line drive like that hard to judge, especially with the wind blowing like it is. You just got to keep that ball in front of you, because with a runner on first and second, if it gets past you, that's 2 runs right there. Not much you can do about it. So good call, making the safe play there for Shingle.
Andrew Vogelbach up for the Pitt State Gorillas. Heppes winding up in the pitch. It'll be out foul down the right field line, going over into construction.
The wind here really picking up. It was pretty dormant earlier, but it's starting to pick up now, and it seems to be having an impact on the at-bats here.
Blowing everything to the right.
Yep.
Seems.
Out of play, making it harder on High Pass at the mound, having to throw a lot more pitches because of the foul balls.
The windup, the pitch. He'll miss low. Counts now 1-1 with 1 out. Kicking some dirt off the play, waiting for this wind gust to settle down. Hypus will take the mound. Brings it together. The wind up, the pitch. Don't really know where that one missed. Looked maybe to be a little low and outside. Brings the count 2-1.
Yeah, some of the fans not too happy about that call. Looked pretty close there to that strike zone.
Wind picking up here again. Hypus taking his time. Focusing on the batter. The wind up, the pitch. It'll be out towards left center. That'll drop in. Able to make a play on it. Throws it in. 2 runners will score on that. Vogelbach, left on first. And Whistler will advance to third. Brings the score up 6-1 with the Pitt State with the lead at the top of the 5th.
Yeah, the Bearcats only have 1 out here so far in the top of the 5th inning, and they're down 6-1. So they're really going to have to close up that defense, not let anything through, and heading out onto the field for the offensive side of things. They really got to get their bats going. They've had a few hits. They've had 4 so far, Pitt State with 8. So they're making connections, just not able to put any runs together so far.
Cody White up for Pitt State. Wind up the pitch. He went for the bunt, got that one down. Hypus will take it himself. There is no out anywhere to prevent that run from third scoring. White will make it on first. You know, that's kind of surprising. Not the speediest guy on the team, but got bases loaded. 1 out, 6-1 Pitt State.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation there. Runner on first and third. They go for the bunch. You know, the fielders have to make the decision. Do they get that easy out there at first, especially with the slower runner, or do they freeze the man on third and keep him from scoring? High Pass made the decision. He's going to hold everyone there, making it bases loaded here with 1 out in the top of the 5th.
I think he made the right choice there on that one.
Yep.
He'll throw it in, missing low. Got bases loaded, but no runners looking to go anywhere on that pitch.
Yep.
Hypus slowly walking back to the mound.
Yeah, High Pass really pushing those low balls. So far, Pitt State hasn't gone for many of them. Means High Pass really has to work the count.
Missing low once again. Counts 2-0. You know, it doesn't look like Northwest has anybody warming up in the. We'll have a meeting at the mound right now. Bildo just wanted to make sure him and Hypus are on the same page. Northwest might be getting somebody warming up. Bildo walking back to his position. Hypus asking for a new ball. Just kind of got to slow things down for a bit and make sure they just make the plays they're supposed to and get some pitches.
High Pass has done a good job so far this game. Unfortunately, Pitt State just not going for the low balls he's throwing, and they're really working the counts, making him work even harder.
With the ground ball off Hypus's glove, Gutierrez able to recover it, not in time to the first baseman. It was a challenging call. 1 will score on that one. Bases still loaded. Pitt State up 7-1.
Yeah.
Hypus was not satisfied with that call.
No, and a lot of the Northwest fans and players not happy with that either. But, you know, you got to say on a tie like that, the tie is going to go to the runner. So you got to beat the runner there to the base. Yeah, Gutierrez making a quick little flip there from second over to first base, and it just wasn't quite fast enough. So the right call by the umpire there, giving the tie to Pitt State.
Kevin Hanslick went up to just chat with Hypus, make sure his head's on straight. Just got to get out of this inning. We've got 1 down. Looking to turn 2 here. Pitch, little outside, low and outside. We've got Brett McCrary on first. Draws it on second. Or excuse me, Pogue on second and Afner on third. Or excuse me, I mean Pogue up to bat now. I think we've batted through the lineup. Got that one a called strike on it. 1-1 on the count.
Yeah, long innings like this can really take a toll on a pitcher, not only physically but mentally. So got to make sure High Pass here is in the right mindset, not letting these little runs and hits get to him.
That one will make it past Fig. One scores, one more coming in. Excuse me, that one was McCrary up to bat. That was McCrary with a single down the left field line.
Colton Pogue is up now. McCrary had that ball that got through past the third baseman, Landon Fig, for the Bearcats. That leaves McCrary on first, and second baseman Jake Durset there on second, and it scored 2 runners for Pitt State, putting the score up 9-1 here in the top of the 5th.
We're going to have a meeting at the mound, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back here at Bearcat baseball field. Excuse me. Hype is still on the mound. We do have some Bearcats warming up over in the bullpen. 2 on, 1 out. Back at the top of the lineup for Pitt State, Colton Pogue up to bat. Called strike on that one. Counts now 0-1.
Yeah, I think the coach was really just coming out to check where High Pass is at mentally. And an inning like this where there have been 5 runs scored here, it can really take a toll on the pitcher. So coach just checking to make sure his pitcher was good to go.
That one missed high for High Pass. The wind is picking up here in Maryville, blowing over to the right side. Hype is trying to take his time, make sure the wind settles before he begins his pitch. Brings it together, the wind up, the pitch. That'll be fouled out to the right field, right side. Looks over into construction. The ball took a funny curve with this wind.
Yeah, it's going to make it really hard for fielders to judge the ball, especially in the outfield. If the ball gets up high enough, the wind's just going to take it. They got to hope it goes foul and doesn't count, because it's going to be really hard to judge where that ball is going to land.
With the wind up in the pitch. Fouled it back one more time, this time right behind home plate. One didn't get too far out. Got McCrary and Drossett on for Pitt State. Count is now 1-2, 1 out.
That pitch went really high for High Pass, back to the backstop. Bilodeau just not able to stop it. Advances the runners to second and third now with 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, the runner's advancing on that one. Counts now 2-2. 1 out here at still in the top of the 5th. This has been quite the long inning. Got the wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll be 3 on him. We've got 2 outs now. Striking on a 2-2 count, swinging. Afner up to bat. I believe he started this inning.
Center fielder, number 1, Joven Afner.
Yeah, Pitt State going through 9 batters. We will have another meeting on the mound, and I think this time we're going to go with a pitching change. So we will be back here at Bearcat baseball field after this break. We're back here at Bearcat baseball field. Nathan Russell taking to the mound for the Bearcats, hoping to get them out of the top of the 5th. We've got Pitt State up 9-1, 2 outs here. Looking at the call from Bilodeau, 2 runners on, third and second. Takes the call, the wind up and the pitch. Called strike. Good start for Russell this inning.
Yeah, up for Pitt State is center fielder Joven Afner, who started off this inning, and it's been a really long one here for the Bearcats in the field.
Got the wind up and the pitch. That one will be pulled out foul. Russell taking his time, warming up the ball. Got the count 0-2. We just need one more strike to make it out of this top of the 5th. Looks at the call. Brings it together. The wind up, the pitch. That'll be a line drive right to center. Aaron Barrett throwing it in, trying to get to the runner at 4. And they will get them. That will bring the inning to an end. The top of the, heading into the bottom of the 5th. Pitt State up 9-1.
Yeah, that long throw coming from center fielder Aaron Barrett there, right on track to get that tag at home plate, ending the inning. And the Bearcats really needed that stop right there. Pitt State scored 6 runs at the top of that 5th inning, bringing the score to 10-1. And, you know, that really just takes a toll on the defensive side of the team, both mentally and physically, being out on the field for that long. Hopefully the Bearcats can come up with the bats ready to go here on this one, throw together a few hits and put some runs up on the board, making it a closer game here in the bottom of the 5th now.
And we'll be back at the bottom of the 5th after this break.
And we are back here at Bearcat Baseball Field. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. Bearcats taking on Pitt State. Pitt State leads 10-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Bearcats are up to bat. Of his right fielder, number 24, Derek Hussey.
I'm trying to call the baseball.
The count is 2-0 here for Hussey. There's a pitch, and he goes for that one, bringing the count to 2-1 here. This first at bat of the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Bearcats taking a long break out in the field. Really just got to try to redeem themselves this half inning. Don't want to get too far down. Already down 9, but they have another game to go after this one.
There's the pitch, and that one looks low, making it a 3-1 count up there for Hussey.
Yeah, you know, the umpire not really giving any give to either team. Both teams just keep putting the ball in play.
Hussey doesn't go for that one. Gets called a strike. It's now a full count here, 3-2, starting off the bottom of the 5th. Hussey connects with that one, flies out, but that is caught by Pitt State's number 2, Jake Durset, the second baseman, giving them the first out here of this half inning.
Yeah, you know, if you're looking to pull together a big inning after Pitt State scoring 6, you can't start with just a little flat pop-up like that one over to the second baseman. You got to get some momentum going here for the Bearcats. And once they get that momentum, I think they'll be able to take it pretty far, but it's just that startup.
That brings up shortstop Logan Rycraft here for the Bearcats. That first pitch is a no-go. Gets called a ball, and it's a 1-0 count starting off this at-bat here for Rycraft. Here's the pitch. That one looks low as well. It's a 2-0 count now here early on.
Yeah, you know, the Bearcats had a late night last night down in St. Joe, just a 40-minute drive down south, but the game continued on till past 10:30 last night, and then to turn around and play at noon today, it's got to be a tough one on them.
Yeah, third pitch also called a ball, making the count 3-0 here. Pitt State's pitcher, Ethan Vanderpool, just seems to be struggling up there at the mound a little bit. Here's pitch number 4. That one looked a little low, but the umpire goes for it. Calls that one a strike, and the count is now 3-1 for Rycraft. There's a pitch. He connects with that one. And the second baseman bobbles it there. Rycraft's safe at first.
You know, Rycraft's speed really helped with that one, a little bobble, and he's able to make it safely down the first base line. Hopefully the Bearcats can get a couple off of this inning.
Yeah, second baseman Jake Durset just bobbled that quite a bit, wasn't able to get a handle and get the throw down. So here we are, bottom of the 5th inning. One runner on first base for the Bearcats. That brings up the catcher, Hudson Bilodeau, who is the leadoff hitter here for the Bearcats. Score is still 10-1. Here's the pitch. That one is called a ball. The count is 1-0 here to start off Bilodeau's at bat.
Yeah, Bilodeau's the top hitter for the Bearcats, hitting .369 on the season coming into this game. He's had a consistently good season. staying up at that top 3 spots for a while.
Here's the pitch, and it's a line drive over the shortstop. Shortstop jumps but cannot connect. Bilodeau makes it to second safely, barely missing the throw from the outfield. That brings Rycroft over to third for the Bearcats. Bilodeau at second. There's one out here, 2 runners on, second and third. Brings up second baseman Montesai Gutierrez here for the Bearcats.
Yeah, that really brought the fans sitting out in right field to their feet, cheering on the Bearcats, getting the Pitt State Gorillas a little flustered at the time. Just got to take some time and relax. They're going to have a meeting at the mound with the coach and the entire infield.
Yeah, you know, these long innings here with the batters really working the counts are taking a toll on the pitchers here. So we'll see. It looks to just be a meeting right now, but we'll see if Pitt State decides to make a pitching change here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitt State is up 10-1 over the Bearcats here in the bottom of the 5th. There is one out. Up next for the Bearcats is going to be second baseman Gutierrez.
Yeah, Mondo like Bilodeau having a good season so far. Second on the team in batting average, consistently doing well. He really just brings a lot of fire to the team. I think he brings a lot of momentum and personality, and really gets them fired up.
Here comes the first pitch here from Vanderpool. It's going to be a little bit low according to the umpire. It's going to be a ball. Count is 1-0 now. Vanderpool seems to be really starting off all of these pitches, or all of these at-bats with some low pitches. Here's the second pitch. Gutierrez goes for it. Grounds out. That is recovered by the shortstop. Goes over to first. A little iffy call there on that out. It looked like the first baseman might have pulled his foot, but the umpire says that his foot was there. Gets the second out.
Yeah, Northwest coach will go out and challenge that one. I think he just wants to double check with both umpires that the foot was actually pulled. It looked to be a close play. He bobbled it a bit. The first base coach for the Bearcats calling him safe. However, the umpires are going to discuss it here in the top of the 6th, or in the bottom of the 5th, excuse me.
Yeah, the ball was recovered by the shortstop, Colton Pogue. He bobbled a little bit, and there was a little bit of a wild throw, causing first baseman Brett McCary to dive off the base a little bit. But the umpires all confirmed that his foot was there when the ball was caught, confirming the second out of this inning. That brings up third baseman Landon Fig for the Bearcats.
You know, Mondo able to bring in that RBI, though, at the bottom of the 5th, bringing the score to a 10-2 against the Pitt State.
Bearcats still have one runner on third base with Fig up to bat. The count getting off to a 2-0 start here early on. Vanderpool seems to be struggling a little bit on these counts, getting down in the count pretty early at just about every at-bat so far. Here's pitch number 3. It's in. That one looks low, and it's a 3-0 count here for Fig.
Fig able to drive it deep whenever he can get a hold of one. It's just being able to find that pitch that he wants and go far on it.
And the pitch, that one is straight down the pipe there, giving Fig his first strike. You know, as a hitter, you never want to go for that first strike unless it's just a perfect meatball right down the middle. So Fig is doing a good job here to work the count. That last pitch is low, and that gives Fig a walk to first. Just an update, we are here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Bearcats are up to bat. There are 2 outs, and Pitt State still leads 10-2 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, we'll have another meeting at the mound for Pitt State. I think this time they're looking down at their bullpen. Vanderpool going 4 2/3 inning, and I think they're calling out to the bullpen. That'll be putting in number 22, Court Westminster for Pitt State, and we will be right back here at the bottom of the 5th.
And we are back here at Bearcat Baseball Field, the bottom of the 5th. Pitt State making a pitching change, bringing out number 22, Court Lesmeister, to replace Vanderpool.
Yeah, Vanderpool had a solid 4 2/3 innings, only giving up 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the game.
Yeah, up for the Bearcats is the designated hitter, number 36, Luke Hassman. That pitch is called a strike, bringing the count 1-1 for Hassman. They're currently for the Bearcats, the score is 10-2. They have a runner on first and third. Here comes the pitch. Hassman connects to that one, but it goes stopped by the third baseman. Throw down to first. A little bit of a wild throw, but the first baseman is able to scoop it up and get the out and the inning here. Close out the 5th inning. Pitt State leads the Bearcats 10-2.
Yeah, the Bearcats able to put 1 run on the board, which is better than nothing, but still looking for that momentum to pull that lead to a little bit of a tighter one. They've got a couple innings left here, another game against Pitt State, so hopefully in that time they'll be able to pull something together, really get their energy going, and have a successful series. This has been Hannah and Amber with Northwest Bearcat Baseball for Sports Broadcasting.